SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
State Treasurer David McRae has put hundreds of millions back into the hands of Mississippi citizens, expanding the state's affordable college and career savings program and also returning record amounts of unclaimed money. Check out how Treasurer David McRae's office can help you, your business, or your organization. Treasury.ms.gov.
I'm Steve Azar, and I'm on the other side of the microphone, meaning I'm asking the questions this time, and oh, have mercy for the airwaves. I spent 20 years in Music City, wrote and made some hits, traveled the world, and then moved my family back to the birthplace of American music and where the magnolia trees prosper. And now every time I put my feet on Mississippi soil, when I'm off the road, well, I'm at peace. On this show, it's all about hearing the stories straight from the mouths of the friends I've made along the way, their journey to success. Heck, there might be someone on, I don't even know, but you know how us Mississippi types are. We tend to take well to new company. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them. I'm Steve Azar. It's just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no worries, it's how life goes, baby. In a Mississippi Minute. That's right.
Hey, folks, time for another In a Mississippi Minute. I'm clapping my hands today for today's guest. I don't know if you can hear that through the microphone. One of my dear pals. Life would not be the same without me getting to know this man. Met him not too long ago at the Frank Sinatra on a T-Box. He's been on my show multiple times, but it's been a while. And it seems the only time I really get to catch up with him is on this show, unless he's in Greenville at the Delta Soul, which he often gives his time. And when he's not there, it's a tremendous void for all of us because everybody loves him way more than me, I can tell you. Before we get there, visit Mississippi.org. The Rose Bowl this year, my guest doesn't know this, but we'll have a float celebrating the birthplace of America's music, Jim Henson and the Muppets. Just let's go. This man spent his entire upbringing locked and loaded, giving 50% of his career as a child, if you can say that, to sports, 50% to music and the arts, has made a career out of the arts. He's back home taking care of his mom in New Jersey right now. We're going to talk about that. But before we go all the way, let me just explain a little bit about this talented man. Incredible actor. Incredible drummer, even though he doesn't like to take too much credit. He's a humble guy because his brother's Billy Joel's drummer. And I'm going to talk about that documentary today. I want to dig into that because I saw Chuck on there quite a bit. One of the best documentaries I've seen in a long, long time. So if you haven't seen the Billy Joel documentary, it's a must watch. 2 episodes. It'll blow your mind and it'll tell you a whole lot about our business that's can be a mess at times. And Billy Joel seemed to figure out how to live in the biggest mess of it all, but yet come out on top in the end. And, you know, talent rules and those great songs of his. Today's guest started performing in community theater during his youth. And after graduating from Montclair High School, an incredible athlete, like I said, by the way, he traveled through Europe, just eventually made his way out to Los Angeles, where he has been in shows like Another World, As the World Turns, One Life to Live. What else we got? The Centennial, Days of Our Lives, Judging Amy, was on a show, Cameron Diaz, In Her Shoes. I mean, Body of Proof. The list goes on and on. I can do this forever, but let's get to it real quick before the show ends with my dear pal, Richard Berge.
My man. So good to see you, brother.
You're the only one that I don't have a prepared bio for.
Well, you kind of rattled off a couple. It was the Sentinel, by the way.
The Sentinel.
Voted
the
to be
Sentinel.
the greatest
yes.
TV show of all time.
What'd I say? The Centennial?
A lot of people said that. That's okay.
Oh, it's the Sentinel. I'm looking at it.
Sentinel, brother.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. You were lead detective James Ellison.
There we go. Come on now. Ex-Army Ranger, please.
Body of Proof. That was good.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Jim Carrey in Fun and Dick and Jane? You know,
it's funny because Jim is one of these guys that he's at the time, and I think he's come out of the shell a lot since then, but, you know, he was in such a rarefied world, and he would take maybe, 10 takes And all the actors around were like, okay, so we're doing what? And the script kept getting bloated and changing. But when he finally, did his Jim Carrey shtick that landed, it was pretty cool. He kept himself. He was, not just aloof and different, and because he was Jim Carrey and he had to come up with all of this stuff by himself. So it was interesting to watch the process. The failure, 90% failure, 95%. But that 5% that landed, the director said, print, moving on, was pretty cool.
How often, back up, how many takes does it usually take when you're filming something, or anybody? What's the average?
People like Eastwood, they like to just get everybody squared away. Let's jam a little bit, and then we're going to get the cameras rolling. We'll do 1, 2 takes, 3 at the most. But then there's people that are like, let's do it over and over and over. So, you can I've done up to 22 takes one time.
What?
On a TV show. There's a director who wrote the show, The Sentinel. He was just looking for something.
You sure it's not The Centennial? Oh, sorry, The Sentinel.
That was actually a better show.
No. Come on. All right, so keep going. So what was going on with the director?
Because he had a lot of fat on the bone and he was directing it, he was also the writer, he could have that liberty. So there's some that will do that and, burn the film, as it were. And especially back in the day when it was filmed. Now it's, it's all digital, so there's nothing. But, usually try and get in and out. 5 is a lot. 5, 7. But as I said, there's certain directors, 1 and done, 2 at the most.
90-minute movie, start to finish. If you're involved in the whole movie, you're playing one of your leading roles or best support, big supporting actor. You're right there at the top of the list, like you've been so many times. How long do you have to be there? Like, what's the start to finish shoot time?
A day? It depends.
No, I'm talking about an entire film.
Oh my goodness! So that's 3 months, 3 to 6 months. And then some of the cheaper projects, they want you in and out in a month. They've got a compressed schedule and the whole thing. You're working longer hours. So everything's tighter.
Have you ever doubled or tripled up and had one film going where you could leave and go somewhere else, even another country, do a quick thing and come right back?
In this country, yeah, I had, but that was a while ago. Yeah.
Little double dipping,
yeah. A TV show and a movie.
Yeah. So great. So, all right, let's back up.
Cameron Diaz, the guy who's like the director, God rest his soul, Curtis Hanson. He did L.A. Confidential and a bunch of. He was way up in the food chain. He had said to me, "Hey, lose your tan." And I was doing some TV show and
lose your tan.
Yeah, I was surfing all the time, so I did go well.
All right, you. I'm just trying to understand, like when you get hot. So say you were at this point, are you having to do any auditioning, or is your agent calling and go, they want you to do this, they want you to do that? How easy does it get?
So it's so funny, brother. I just had to turn down a project, 911 Nashville. They offered me. So I'm at you get to a place where you get offered.
Yeah.
And then you get to a place, because I was mostly, up in the upper echelon of television and being looked at and sniffed at for leads of shows, et cetera. Movies are a different thing. I had to work my way up that. And so I didn't really get many offers here and there. I think, I had to read for the Carrey show and I had to read for Curtis Hanson. So I wasn't offered that, but TV, yeah.
TV, they're just coming at you and you're saying yes or no.
They were back in the day. I still got to throw my hat in and audition.
You're still in the day. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, God love you.
I just want to say something. Just for any mom out there, son out there, you left Malibu, which you love to surf. You left L.A., and you moved to New Jersey to take care of your mom.
Yeah.
You could be out there being amongst all of it, and you chose to do this. First of all, how's your mom?
God love you, brother. She's good. She just got off the phone with me, and I had one of those, I had right before you called, I had to have a little centering prayer and do the Lord's Prayer because I need some patience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My mother, Mom, she goes, "Hi, honey. How was it last night?" I went to a Cafe Carlisle last night, and she said, "How was it last night?" I said, "Yeah, Mom, it was a great show, but it was expensive." It was expensive. It was expressive. No, Mom, it cost a lot. And I could find myself getting like,
oh, you thought, yeah.
It's because she doesn't want, no hearing aid.
Now, how old?
101.
101.
Yeah, so I'm going to go make her a steak sandwich. I made a really good steak the other day. I'm going to cut it up, make her a taco.
Cut in small pieces.
Oh, yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. So she called to make sure I'm coming over to the steak taco. I'm going to ride my bike over there. It's about 7 minutes away. It's been a blessing. And that was, I had to unplug from so many things. And it's been such a blessing.
All right, let's take a break on the blessing real quick. My pal, Richard Berge, one of the greats. Period. Great people I've ever met in my life. I can tell you that. And he is, like I said earlier, I didn't finish saying, even though we didn't meet till late in life, it's like we've been together since we were 4. Went through elementary school, high school together, but we really didn't, but it was like we did. We caught up is what I mean. And that's what, this life that we live has afforded us these opportunities, which I'm extremely grateful. Also grateful for my team over there at visitmississippi.org. Plan a road trip to your Mississippi. Richard is a huge fan of Mississippi. He was coming here before he ever met me. He's got friends in Eupora, etc. And anybody that's got friends in Eupora is a friend of Mississippi. I'll be right back. I'm Steve Azar.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. The one by Mississippi.
Rocking with my pal Richard Berge, one of the best actors, the best people I've ever met in my entire life. Has incredible faith, a lot of common sense, and that says it all. Visit Mississippi.org. It'd make a lot of sense for you guys to check it out. Plan a road trip with your loved ones. If you don't have any loved ones per se, or maybe you just like them, you may find somebody you love where you go visit Mississippi. We're the birthplace of America's music. The whole world's been inspired. Richard Berge was inspired by the Mississippi Delta way before, and Mississippi before he ever knew it. And maybe he did know it. Richard, you're growing up as a kid. You and your brother Chuck, your dad's all into music. You're having these concerts in your backyard between sports. Yeah. Did your dad ever talk about the Mississippi Delta, maybe Muddy Waters, B.B. King, Elvis Presley?
Oh, yeah, brother. Yeah. He was a huge Mississippi John Hurt fan.
Oh, man.
And it's gone down the line to my son, who can't get enough of him. It was inspired by his picking. And all of those cats. They were on a steady play in my hut.
What about like Frank Sinatra when you're growing up? Where does he stand? My mom's favorite
crooner. I mean, the chairman of the board. When I worked for this painting contractor years ago, that's all I used to listen to was WNEW AM. With William B. William. William B. William, coined the term chairman of the board. Yeah. And I spent a lot of time in Hoboken, Frankstown, with my buddy who lives in Eupora.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're the best. All right. Your brother Chuck. Okay. The Billy Joel. I got to talk about it. One of the best documentaries, if not the best documentary on an artist I've ever seen. I got sick and nauseous, most of it, because of how he was ripped off along the way. And you're thinking that you hear Just the Way You Are and all these incredible songs, Piano Man. He made nothing. I mean, so Chuck wasn't he I saw him back there, right?
Chuck's been with Billy for 21 years now. Chuck says hello, by the way. I just got off the phone with him. He was, yesterday with a couple of friends. He had turned his kid on from next to where we grew up, a little town called Glen Ridge, to replace him in Enrique Iglesias' band. And this kid's now playing with Steve Morse. But Chuck, was just in this whole bouillabaisse yesterday with all these old guys from the area. And because he was connected to a lot of these players from the area, that's how he got the gig for a Broadway show called Moving Out, which was Billy Joel, Twyla Tharp. And Billy Joel's music, Twyla Tharp's choreography and dancing. So Chuck was in the band, and then Billy saw him and was going through some stuff with his original drummer, Liberty DeVito, and I guess they had a falling out. Ego got in the way. I think Liberty wanted more than he was entitled to, and Billy at that point had already been, jammed up, as you said, by a lot of close people in his life.
Yeah.
So my brother stepped in and has been taking care of business ever since.
And so they've been doing the Madison Square Garden, the resident gig.
No, he's been touring with him. Billy's been a great boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Madison Square Garden resident thing still going?
No, that ended up, and Billy's kind of off the grid right now because he's going through some physical, some health problems. And so that was a weekly gig. It was like Chuck was going to a lounge to play, simple cocktails.
for how many? 15, 16,000 people. At the Ramada Inn for 15,000 people. Named the Madison Square Garden Ramada Inn, or whatever you call it. All I know is that, do you imagine a resident gig like that?
Oh, man, it was so crazy, brother. I went there a couple times. Billy's music was not my cup of tea, but I've grown to really dig it. And being in that every night, it was packed. Madison Square was packed.
Are they the same people going, or
That's what
I don't know. Fans of, like, when I did the whole Bob Seger tour, he played 4 nights in a row at the Palace.
Wow.
I was seeing a lot of similar faces.
Oh, is that right?
Well, yeah, and I know there's others that are coming, but I think there's a bulk of them just over and over. Cannot miss it.
I probably be inclined to agree with you. Yeah, but there's so many people in this area, and yeah.
Well, you got tourists coming in too, and they're probably going like, "I want to go to that." Like they go to a Broadway show. Right. Are you big into Broadway? And have you ever done Broadway?
I've done off Broadway, and I do like theater. The last theater I did was in Laguna Beach at the Laguna Beach Playhouse, the August Laguna Beach Playhouse. But I do like it. I've got friends doing Broadway, and I just don't. I don't know. I don't go to movies. I don't have a TV. I'm just a wackadoodle. Last night I went to the Cafe Carlisle and saw a great show. And as I told
what is
my
that?
mother,
I'm sorry. What is that?
Cafe Carlisle is this great old hotel in New York City, and the Cafe Carlisle is this old place that has had jazz, and this guy Bobby Short was their resident pianist. So next week Bucky Pizzarelli's playing, so it's a great New York jazz venue. And as I told my mother 5 times, it's very expensive.
Yeah,
tonight
you won't wear a hearing aid. I got you. At 101.
Tonight, Joshua Redman's playing at the Blue Note. I don't know if you know.
Oh, I love the Blue Note. We go to the Blue Note when we're there.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going back in. But,
do you ever sit in? Have you ever sat in at the Blue Note?
No, but I did have my 30th birthday at the Village Vanguard.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was just a couple years ago.
Well, brother, tell me about it, like yesterday. Yeah. So Chuck, if I didn't tell you, Chuck sends his love, my brother.
Oh, I love him so much. Please tell him I said hello. So when y'all were doing the jams in the backyard, I know we've discussed this quite a bit, and I don't want to beat a dead horse on our show, but for people that don't know Joe Walsh in the backyard and your brother and all that, who played drums between the two of you? I mean, what were you doing?
So this guy who kind of was like our third brother, my mom and dad had a really interesting world, how I grew up, and my dad mentored a lot of these young kids. So, Joe Walsh wanted to be a football player, and so I think I shared that with you. I played in a band with Joe Walsh's younger brother. I was just talking to my brother Chuck about it because he was with this cat who replaced me in a band when I went away in the Merchant Marines and then traveled and then came back to go to school. But anyway, I played in a band with Joe Walsh's younger brother. Joe was, he had moved to New Jersey after his father was killed in World War II. His mother married a cat named George Walsh. And he was a beautiful guy. He was an insurance salesman, just the sweetest cat. Had, walking around as hush puppies and took the New York City bus. And it was just this, and Mrs. Walsh, chain smoker, she played the recital for the New Jersey ballet. But she blew jazz like nobody's business. It was like clear out of the way, but clear out when she was on. So Joe would come in and sit in and goof around, but then he'd be playing downstairs and out in the backyard for our 4th of July parties with this other dude that kind of hired him, who kind of grew up in my house. And so my brother's he's going to start this podcast. He wants to, but he's compiling all of these Super 8 videos of like Joe in the backyard helping my dad dig the pool out. And
Come on.
My dad was one of these guys like, you want to go swim? You want to have fun? All right, pick up a shovel. Let's get to work. So those, Joe was
that man in Greenville, Mississippi was named Phil Mansour. And Mr. Mansour, when we'd pull up, he'd feed you, him and Aunt Louise. She was our Aunt Louise.
Beautiful family.
Wife. And you've met Phil. You met Phil. You know Phil. So Phil's dad.
Love him.
Phil and Beth. So Phil's dad, man, I'm telling you. One time he told me, he goes, hey, Steve, nobody's fixing my radio in my car. I need you to do it. And I said, oh, my God, please. I was praying. Please, God. I had no idea what I was doing. I reached under there. And I saw these two wires that were not connected. And I said, oh, please be the, don't spark, don't whatever. And I taped them up, turned it on. It worked. And I'm telling you, I still feel like that was the greatest relief in my life. And he said, come in and eat. And I was at the table and he goes, you guys need to be a little bit more like Steve. To whoever, my Mark was my buddy, and I'm going like, they're looking at me. I think it was his brother Johnny. That was 11 kids, and it probably 3 or 4 of them at the table. And I was like, man, I can't win. They're gonna kill me, or he's gonna kill me. So I took the fact that I think I could. I didn't want him to be upset with me, but that was the same guy. It's so cool. Let's take a quick break. Richard Berge is my guest today. Actor extraordinaire, great surfer, great athlete, great human being, full of compassion, full of humility, and I love him. I love you, brother. Visit Mississippi.org. Please check it out. Like I said, the Rose Bowl this year. It's going to have floats celebrating the birthplace of America's music. And my little man, look at my little Muppet back there. Look at Kermit the Frog. The Muppets, Jim Henson, born in the same hospital I was, King's Daughters Hospital in Greenville, Mississippi. That says it all. We'll be right back. Doing it right. I saw the light. Sun came up in the middle of the night. Been doing it wrong for so long. I sure ought to know what it finally feels like. I sure ought to know what it finally feels like. I sure ought to know what it finally feels like. To be doing it. I'm doing it right. I'm still trying to find my way.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. In a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
We're in cold water and we're in too deep. Yeah, we're in cold.
Richard Berge has the best laugh on planet Earth, and also he's my guest today. Visit Mississippi.org has the best places for you to visit. Please go and spend time in parts of Mississippi you may have not seen in a long time. Our college towns, exceptional. The way they are growing, rather than getting absurdly just crazy big, and they're still keeping their culture. They're growing in students, but yet you still go to these towns and you feel like nothing's changed, but you know it's changed, and that's magic. Nashville on another just is on another planet, and they've lost their minds and they've changed Music Row which will never be the same. And it's kind of sad, but I know things change, and that's what it is. Richard Berge is my guest today, acting in so many films and TV shows and movies. I just can't keep up. I mean, it would take me 7 Mississippi Minutes to begin to read part of all of the roles. You should see it. It's like when you go to Wikipedia, it's like, and Wikipedia is half right. They probably got half the information. It's deep. Richard, so what is, you just turned something down. Why'd you do it? I mean, you want to stay there for a little bit, or you got something else in the blender? What's happening?
Me, my niece, and her husband.
No, you turned down a project recently.
I'm going to tell you about it right now, brother. So we made a reservation. My niece called me up. She said, Uncle Rich, I want to go to Ireland. You know, I got half my family's from Ireland, my mother's side. And I said, when? Thanksgiving. Boom, we're gone. Because from there, I'm going to go see my son who's playing professional volleyball over in Switzerland.
Dang right.
I get a call the other day. My manager calls me and she says, hey, you want to do an episode? This is an offer, episode of 911 Nashville. And I said, oh man, funny you bring up Nashville. I said, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to Ireland and then I'm going to Switzerland. So you can tell Nashville to wait. And if they really want, me to put on the boutonniere and come to the prom, they got to wait until next time.
Well, the next time could be like 3 months from now. I mean, like aren't they shooting all the time?
Because usually episodics run 22 episodes, I think, especially the nighttime ones, the major networks.
Yeah.
Just like Netflix and a bunch of those, they'll do like 12 little tranches, little batches.
Working with recurring directors, so you're on shows that are on a lot, and then a different director comes in, a different writer's written, right? That happens a lot in Hollywood. Is that right?
Yeah.
What's that like when you sort of get used to one director? Have you always been pretty good about just being a team player and a chameleon?
Yeah. You gotta go with the flow. You might be the number 1 or 2 on the list, but it's about the script. It's about the material, about getting out of the way with your ego and just, if a new director comes in, you try and, make it work. It's kind of like a new band member comes into your deal and, he's probably got a little pucker going, fear of how do I fit in, and you make it work because you're a good man. And I like to think of myself as the same. I would rather adapt and stretch a little bit than to feel like I know what I'm doing and we're going to do it my way.
You bring up musicians coming in and out. For us, it's been really interesting. As I look back at the guys on stage now, they've all been part of projects that I got to know. It wasn't like I searched them out or I had, hey, I'm hiring this. Never happened like that. It just evolved and things just worked out where when they came along in my life, they stayed.
Right.
And like with Jason and
I was
Chris,
just going to say, bro, I would have liked to have been there to just hold a little flag while you and Jay sang the national anthem, and you crushed it.
That's pretty good. I had a little flat, barely a little flat moment. I was almost really good, but it's hard.
You killed it more
nail.
than Brad Paisley. Let's put it that way.
Oh, come on, Brad. I got Brad. What are you talking about? Brad was a prankster, by the way. Brad did some things to me when we were on tour that I should just whipped up on him, but I liked him so much. He was such a good guy, but he was a true prankster. One time he glued our locks with this cement glue, and we were doing a wire and fire in Bakersfield, and it was me, him, and Rascal Flatts. We were on the CMT tour, and I think Keith Urban would come in and out of that thing, or we would I can't remember quite how we were all evolving, but the 4 of us were evolving, but mostly the 3 of us. Brad cut my mic cord at Universal one night in Hollywood when I came out, and the critics butchered them, and all they said about me was Steve Azar's mic didn't even work. That's all they could say. I mean, like, I'm going like, he cuts my mic cord. I mean, like, come on. I mean, and then he put raw fish in all the stick-ups on our bus, and it was when the Waiting on Joe video had just come out.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to keep coming on the bus to watch it. And he goes, I got to come back and watch it. This is the greatest thing ever. And da-da-da-da. And in the meanwhile, he had to go to the bathroom. He had to go this. He wanted to check my room out in the back. And he was putting fish. And my brother Joe is a big fisherman. And he realized that he put the bus started stinking awfully in the middle of the night. And Joe goes, fish in the stick-ups. He got to be in those stick-up things. And he was right. And we said, Paisley, son of a gun. He won't quit, and I'm not a prankster, so I had nothing for him.
Yeah.
But in the meanwhile, he's always And then, of course, he always denied till you die. He goes, no, I would never do that. No, I would never do that. Anyway, he's had a great career and really a really super guy.
Yeah.
Literally never, not a mean bone in his body except for he likes to play.
He likes to prank. Well, I thought his version of the national anthem at the Dodger game was inferior to you and Jace.
Me and Jason have been doing this a long. I mean, well, Jason's like he's my little security blanket. I feel like, and he's big enough to be, thick enough to be more than a security blanket. He I got him. I get him on stage like that. But no, think about Jason was my merch guy. Do you know that? He was my merch guy. And he came to sing, and he came to be an artist in Nashville. And Jason could do all these flips on stage. Can you imagine? Like do the big tumble and stand there, do the back flip and all that.
Current size.
No, he'd kill himself right now. But really, you wouldn't have believed it. I mean, not too far away. Yeah. And I'd get him to do it even right when you and I knew each other. He could still do it, but he's gotten older now. It's not a good idea. I need him on stage, And so he was pretty amazing athletically, but he was selling merch, and I had these two girls that were sisters and twins, and they got a record deal on Sony, and they went and had some hits, and I said, Jason, I need you to come sing. And then we realized that I said, can you play some percussion and all that? He goes, well, yeah, I grew up, my dad's a jazz drummer and I can do all that. And so I saw him one day back there because he was in the back and I was going I got to move him up front. It reminded me of the Neville brothers when I grew up. When they were playing Tipitinos in New Orleans and probably the way the stage was aligned, the percussionist, one of the brothers was always out front. And I thought that's the coolest thing. So I just decided to turn it into that. Then, I realized how great of a singer he was, and he sounded great. He was really good with me. Yeah. It was almost like we were born to be together. I'm telling you. So he sang on everything I've done. Well, since 1999, he sang on everything I've done. And I can't imagine the stage without him.
Yeah.
And then Chris, whose dad spent time in management for Alabama and Billy Ray Cyrus in his dad. Chris was my guitar tech. Then became my tour manager and then took my retired guitar player's place, Mark Easterling. And then Chris has been phenomenal. So we've, and then Chris, and they played on the Mississippi State song, of One Mississippi. And man, just what a gift to have these guys with me. It's such a family thing. Yeah. And they keep me young, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you are. The laughter. So beautiful.
How old are you, by the way? I'm going to just tell the crowd. They already know.
How old am I?
Yeah,
I'm 61.
You're 61. I was going to say,
come on.
Because your jump shot looks good. You're still running around. I see you look spry.
Jump shot look good?
It did. It looked good. Like I said, I feel like you could get a little higher release.
Well, what are you talking about?
Back down. You know what I mean?
I've got that monstrosity of a shooting machine I'm sitting there shooting over. I thought that was pretty good. Don't forget. Now, listen.
Was that at Delta State?
No, that was at St. Joe. St. Joe, my old high school.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I was out there. Yeah, well, you know what? The feet don't leave the ground like it used to, and maybe they never left the ground. I don't know. All I know is it takes a lot. The left knee hurts and the right elbow hurts. So I'm having a makeshift. And it's the first time in 10 years I've really shot the basketball, and it would seem to be going down. So we're going to find out.
Your stroke looked good, Dad. Your stroke looked good.
Adrian, the real hooper in my family said, Dad, stroke looks a little funky, but so does Steph Curry's. And I said, there you go. Let's take one more quick break. Richard Bergey's my guest today. He's talking about my ABA appearance in New York this weekend, which will be the weekend before because this will air later. Make it 2 days. It's going to be like playing with Globetrotters. I'm Steve Azar. Don't go away.
But I do believe we're in cold water, and I shall believe.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time homebuyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Homebuyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time homebuyers with up to $20,000
towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
There's a ton of content from SuperTalk Mississippi on our new YouTube channel. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi on YouTube or go to supertalk.fm/YouTube. Be sure and subscribe for free to get the latest scoop on what's happening in Mississippi news, politics, sports, and the good things happening here in the state.
We're all alone in the river and I don't know whether I'm singing or swimming with you.
Get my basketball skills ready. The weekend, I'm taking them to New York to play for the Herkimer Originals is what the plan is, I hear, in a 2-day ABA contract. I'm hoping they don't play defense, Richard. If they don't play defense, and I have a lot of shots, I think we're going to be okay, or maybe we won't. Hey, shooters, it's a green light. All I do is remember the ones I made. So
Exactly.
Never, ever remember the ones you don't make. Visit Mississippi.org. That's always a win. Win. We're the birthplace of America's music. We got a great trail marker system, the Blues Trail, the Country Trails, the Freedom Trail, and the Writers Trail. Celebrate Mississippi's arts and beauty of it all. Go to the website, visit Mississippi.org, check it out. All right, Richard, so you're going to Ireland. You're dressed like you're going to Ireland right now. Do you dress like this all the time?
Yeah, I like my hats, as long as they're made in Ireland or Scotland. I do like the plaids. I got married in my kilt first time.
Did you really?
I did. Yeah.
So is that a kilt you're wearing around your neck and a gray scarf?
No, this is actually a scarf from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, where my son lives. I just was up visiting him. He and I went surfing. It was tremendous. I love Nova Scotia, bro. New Scotland. My grandmother was from Glasgow. A hard-working, poor lady, was a maid. Died at 101 as well.
Wow.
So yeah,
what is going on with this family?
Yeah, it's crazy. Her sister was 103. So you never know.
Can I ask you something about that? Gwen's had some family members over 100. Her grandmother was 98. They were German Swiss background.
That's my family. Yeah.
So is it diet? Do you think?
It's a whole bunch of things, bro. Your point of view, faith, diet plays a lot of, and how you either appreciate life or feel like you're a victim of some sort. And I think that's a very deadly plan. Gratitude for every day, for every breath.
That is the greatest. I love you talking about that, right? Talk a little more about that, because I believe that if you can start your day or say if you're a prayerful person or whatever it is you are, and you can, last thought is, let's talk gratitude and let's live there in the moment and then take it and extend it throughout your day. Gratitude. Talk more about that.
Amen, brother. Amen. And even the difficult times, when I went through a very difficult time with my ex-wife, I just kept thanking God. Because I knew he had a plan, and I knew that I didn't know it, but I'm grateful. And I just wake up every day. I'm alive. The gift of being alive and being able to look out and see the trees, and the sun and other people, and then extending that gratitude. And because there's so many people that don't have that, find themselves in some place as a victim or something. And
and then what happens with that. You know where that leads, right? That leads to just your day can't go right. Nothing can go right. Gratitude.
Yeah.
Gratefulness.
Yeah, man. For every breath. What a blessing. Just waking up and so every day every night when I wake up in the middle of the night, I thank God. Because I'm 67 and I got to pee a couple times.
Yeah, so let's talk about 67 and how good you look. Because I'm telling you right now, so your body do you think that your body's changed? I know you may hurt a little bit or whatever, and you may be whatever, but in the last 20 years, so how long have you and me known? We've known each other since 2000 what?
Wow, brother. I was trying to think of that the other day.
Has it been 15 years, 14 years?
Easy.
14 years. So I don't think you've aged, or your body hasn't changed. That's for sure. Your shape. What do you do to stay in shape?
Well, I work out.
Give me the week. Give me a week.
Like today, I'll go ride my bike, and all the girls.
That calves. I mean, where's the upper body coming from?
I go to the gym. Yesterday on my bike ride home, I stopped off at a little park and I did some pull-ups, some push-ups. I do some squats. I swim a lot.
Against your own weight, you just squat without weight.
Oh yeah. So I'll go to the gym and I'll do, variations of squats. Very rarely, because I got low back stuff. Very rarely.
Yeah,
do
me
I put
too.
the bar on my back. So I'll do variations of non-weighted. There's a couple things. I'll do a pulley squat where the weight's going that way, and there's a book by a guy named Doug Brignoli. It's all about the physics of motion, or your body physics. Lever, you pull, you push. It contracts, expands. So yeah, I love the yoga of lifting. I love lifting in the gym, stretching a little bit as well. Ride my bike just because my knees.
Yeah, but you're sounding loose with it right now. Is there more structure than that?
No, man. Every day is different.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll go for a walk around the park over here, and I'll find some rocks, and I'll do some push-ups, and I'll find something to pull myself up on. I'll band.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm always, and it's also in the glory of God, because God blessed me with a wonderful gift of my body, and I want to honor Him.
It is. You're right. You're right. I mean, come on. I mean, you have been gifted that, but you've worked at it. And you've worked at maintaining it. Well, bless you, my brother. I'm going to let you go do your thing. I can't tell you how much you mean to me and Gwen and the foundation and our friends here and everybody. It's life's never, and it just wouldn't be the same without you.
Likewise, brother. I love you all down there. I love coming down and see you. Don't see you enough. Want to get down there before too long.
You can, you're always invited. This is your home. Our home is your home. Also, please give your mom a hug from me.
I shall.
Serious hug and a kiss on the left cheek and then the right cheek. And then give Chuck the same thing for me.
I will, brother. He loves you, man. He always asks how you do. So
I love it. All right, later on, I love you.
You're big in our family. Love you, brother.
Richard Berge, folks. Richard Berge. As we head into the holidays, bless you all. Visit Mississippi.org. Plan a road trip. I'm Steve Azar.
I'm Steve Azar. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them, where you can take your sweet time.
A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.